Here are Jordan Moore and John Jackson.
This segment of Trojans Live is brought to you by Allstate. The Trojans are in good hands, a great pair of hands, with Tyler Vaughns, the rising redshirt sophomore receiver coming off a breakout campaign. Jordan Moore, John Jackson with TV right now. You know, every pass he's been thrown to you in your young career has been thrown by Sam Darnold. He was pretty good. League's about to scoop him up. What's this spring been like trying to hook it up with a couple other young quarterbacks?
Yeah, we just trying to get into a groove. So lately we just been throwing with each other lately. Just really trying to get BBS one.
What is that process like? Take us through that relationship.
Just doing routes with no coaches out there, going out there by ourselves, just watching film, just knowing what each other's thinking at each point in time. So running through plays and anything like that. So just being aware of what everybody else is thinking.
You know, from a leadership standpoint, how much is things, and maybe it's too early to tell, but how much has things changed? You know, usually the quarterback is the leader, the natural leader. Of course, in this case, you have quarterbacks that are battling with each other just to battle to try to become a starter. So often leadership, it's not that it goes out the window, but they have other concerns, which is the competition part of it. With that being said, is there other guys that are starting to step up and take a little bit more of a vocal role on offense because there's inexperience at the quarterback position?
I can say Cedric. He's been taking a little lead of us, just going out there. I've been trying to step out and just say something if I see anything, or if I see something in the game that we can change or make a big play. I'll show up and say something.
What's that like, though? I mean, life. We were just talking with Coach. Life does happen fast. I mean, just a moment ago, technically last year you were a freshman in terms of eligibility. It was your first time playing, but now all of a sudden you're a redshirt sophomore. You're a leader in that room, at least in terms of production. I mean, obviously you and Michael Pittman, you showed what you guys could do last year, but now you look around and it's not like there's some senior. There's no Juju anymore. There's no Deontay. It's you guys. It's your class. Well, what's that like? How quickly that happens?
It's a young class. I mean, there's not too many true sophomores or juniors in our class. So, I mean, we just ground out every day. So, I mean, Velas, Josh, and everybody, Randall to the youngest one. So, we just go out there and ball out, even Keyshawn.
How much has your mentality changed according to spring? I mean, a year ago, you were really in a competition yourself, trying to compete for the spot. Now, it's like Coach Helton said, nothing's given to you, but you have the inside track on the starting position. How much has it changed your mentality? Are you a little bit more relaxed this year, or how does that change, if at all?
I'm never relaxed. I mean, I'm just going out there, not going through the motions or anything like that. It's just really trying to play better and play harder. So I attack every day like a game, and I treat it as a.
One of the fans listening in, Robert Durami, wants to know, is Tyler ready to be the top wide receiver? I mean, it is sort of there's a lot of production out there with Deontay leaving. How do you and Michael Pittman go about trying to seize that role?
I mean, where the ball goes, it goes. I mean, I would love to be the receiver to go to, but I mean, it's just a productive how the season goes and how the offense is clicking. So if we run the ball, we're just gonna run it 100 times a game, or we pass it and we pass it 100 times games, but. Other than that, I mean, it's just on the flow of the quarterbacks, flow of the OC and everything like that.
What part of your game this spring, I mean, you're trying to improve everything, I get it. But if there's one thing in particular that you're trying to improve, year over year, that, people should notice in terms of improvement from Tyler Vaughns, what is it?
Blocking. That's what T and my Coach Prentice has been telling me, just to get better at blocking, be more stronger, and just be more violent in blocking.
How valuable was your redshirt year? I mean, I feel like, guys always want to come in, they want to play right away, but what did it do for you to be able to have that first year?
I'm not going to say it humbled me, but it just taught me a lot about myself and how I can just, bounce back and just do better and really just take it for what it was. I just went out there and did my best every day, even though I knew I wasn't going to play that season. I treated every practice like it was a game at that time. I was going against Adoree and Big and everything. Every day I just went at them with my best.
And I was going to say the same thing about that redshirt year, because you came out with you were a 5-star guy, one of the top receivers in the country, and then have to sit on the bench probably for the first time in your life. I know it was humbling for me when I had to go through it as well. It was like, man, this is the first time I'm not playing. You're watching the game from a different perspective. But now that you've been through it, do you feel that you're not necessarily a smarter player, but you have more experience now because you've seen it from a different viewpoint?
Yeah, I mean, my freshman year, I didn't really play, so I mean, just seeing it from the sideline was a totally different thing than going out there. So, first game was a wake-up call. I dropped my first pass I was ever thrown to me, but I mean, I took it and ran with it. I didn't just sell myself short. I didn't put my head in the dirt. I just told myself, okay, got that out, not again. So, just took it with it.
Yeah, how hard is it? Because, you know, there were a lot of people that sort of said, man, why wasn't this guy just the lead dog right from the beginning of the season? I'm sure you want it to be, but there is some natural just sort of shedding of the nerves and trying to – it's different when you're under the bright lights, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it just – you got to just trust the process. That's what the coaches tell us and everything like that. So, I mean, I just waited my turn, and I had my turn in the first game, dropped the ball. I waited, and then I got my shot again. So then I just ran with it from there.
You know, a lot of it has been a learning curve, and you've been able to accept things. My biggest question, have you accepted being the second best receiver in Bishop Vermont history?
No.
Because you are.
I am not.
You're the second best receiver on this stage.
No.
Wow.
Not at all.
Wow. I mean,
I always have
has he ever even seen you play?
Yeah.
Do they have old film?
They have old film of him.
You pop in the VHS player?
I watched it before.
Did it look like it was in slow motion?
No, come on. It couldn't look like it. I mean,
you put up numbers, man.
I put up numbers. He knows.
I surpassed
may
the
get,
numbers.
I was going to say.
I passed the numbers up.
He may get there quickly at SC, too.
Yeah.
You know, the way they throw it.
Yeah, we're going to try to keep that down.
Those catches add up in a hurry. Any goals for this year, Tyler? What you know? How do you approach this season, and what you want to improve on, and what you want to see from the team?
What I see from the team is just us click as offense. So going into fall camp, I just want to see us how we were for Saturday. I mean, we were alive, and everybody was out there really into it, just blocking from the O-line to the receivers. We did our job. So I'm really looking forward to that going to fall camp and into the season. As for myself, I want to win the Blintikoff. So
all right.
So this year I've been working real hard. Just doing a little extra stuff like that, and I mean, just going out. That's what my mindset was on.
You know, this was always known as tailback U, but you know, it's funny. You bring up the Blitnikoff. Robert was a finalist. Robert Woods was a finalist. Marquise Lee won the Blitnikoff. Has it started to become in Southern California, in the country, people started to realize this is a little bit receiver U these days? I mean, you look out, Juju, Nelson Aguilar's winning Super Bowls. I mean, the receivers
it's
have
been
really
receiver
produced.
U. It's never changed. I mean,
I mean,
it's been RBU, but I mean, it's been.
I mean, the athletic director was a pretty good receiver.
Yeah. Went to my school, too, as well.
But they only threw it like 15 times a game.
Oh, he's
at that
way
point.
down in the record book.
He was way down. They called it tailback U because they never threw him the ball. But he was pretty good when he caught it, and so is Tyler. We thank you for joining us, Tyler Vaughns. Forget 2 points for safety. Try up to 20% with the Allstate Distinguished Driver Discount. Safe drivers can instantly save up to 20% on car insurance just for having a clean driving record, and that's on top of other discounts. Call 1-410 Los Angeles area Allstate agents today. Next up is the guy that Tyler Vaughns loves to crack down on in practice. It's Porter Gustin on Trojans Live.